Hello and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at the Bravo Company Worldwide Axis Block 1 backpack in Multicam Black. So here we have the bag. It's made out of a weatherproofed 500 denier Cordura, which is great and will stand up against like a light rain. But if you're outside for an extended amount of time in inclement weather, the bag's probably going to get soaked. Now we have color matched webbing across the entire bag, which is fantastic, and YKK zippers. On the bottom here, we have a handle and a second handle on the top. So moving the bag around is quite easy. Above that, we have a 2x7 row of MOLLE, which is great because then we can add any kind of expandable storage that we want. Above that, we have a 4x1 inch Velcro panel for any kind of patches we can throw on there. Now, my least favorite feature on the bag are the compression straps. Now, it was designed to hold a skateboard. So when I had my skateboard on here and I cinched down the straps as snug as they could, there was still a significant amount of sag that was putting stress on both of the stitching points on the strap. Now, you can also see that the webbing is actually twisting on itself, and especially on the part with the clip here. Now, with an item like a skateboard or a rifle, which is pretty heavy, sagging down on these straps over time and with repetitive use, that's putting a lot of stress on these threads, and eventually they're going to fail, and that's not good because we don't want to damage the bag. Now, that kind of sucks because that's what these compression straps were designed for, so I wouldn't recommend it. Now, on either side of the bag, we have these pockets, and historically, these kind of pockets are for water bottles, right? That's not the case on the Axis. They're just too small. You can't fit a water bottle in there. If I can't fit a water bottle, I certainly can't fit something like a thermos in there either. And as a commercial user, that's kind of unfortunate because I would like to have some kind of pocket on my backpack that has historically been on the side where I can keep my water bottle or my water source, that I can get to it quickly instead of having to dig through the inside of the bag for my bottle. But as a shooter, I saw these and they look kind of familiar, and I wondered if an AR-15 magazine would fit in there, and it does quite well actually. It'll also accommodate an AK-47 magazine. So as long as you have something that is thin enough, like this radio, it'll fit in there. So some kind of small tripod or like a selfie stick or something like that, it'll fit in there. Now, these pockets also have a 2x4 row of MOLLE on either side. So again, we can add any kind of expandable storage that we'd like. Now, the best part of this bag is the shoulder straps. When this bag is super heavy, because you've put all this stuff in there, these straps are amazing. They're made out of a very, very thick padded foam, and they are just a lifesaver. Also on the shoulder straps are the sternum strap, or excuse me, is the sternum strap. Personally, when I have the bag dialed in for my own use, I don't really use the sternum strap simply because it sits too low on my chest. It's coming to about maybe halfway between my sternum and my belly button, and I'd like it to sit actually across my sternum. And yes, it can be adjusted, but I've found that I can't get it quite high enough to where I'd like it. I'd really like it actually if this whole system was brought up higher to about the midway point on the shoulder strap. Now, further on top, we have a loose piece of webbing kind of, and this is great for routing cables. So if we did have that radio in this side pocket, I could route my push-to-talk up through here and through this webbing as well. On this back panel, we have some more padding. We have two for our upper back and one larger panel of padding for our lower back. Now, sewn in on the inside of the bag, there is a large sheet of plastic that follows the contour of the bag. That helps with keeping the structure of the bag rigid. Now, my absolute favorite part about this bag is this tiny little pocket underneath here in the lower back. It's perfect for keeping something like a passport or loose cash. Now, moving on to the main external pocket. It's pretty huge. It goes from the bottom of the bag to the top of the bag, and it has this slanted zipper so that you can still get into it pretty easy, get your hand in there pretty easy when you have the bag slung over one arm or the other. I like to keep items in here that I need either quick access to or I pull in and out of the bag frequently. Things like a flashlight, my wallet, a charger, a notebook, a knife or a pen, and my AirPods. Now, the main compartment of the bag is it's pretty big. It's an 18.8 liter bag, and you can fit a lot of stuff in here. I kind of set up the bag for the video, showing things that I would put in there if I was going like on a 3-day weekend trip, just some kind of short trip. And it's got a lot of cool features. The first being the zippers go all the way down to the bottom of the bag. And what that does is allows us to peel open this front panel all the way so that we can get to anything in the bag fairly easy. Now, on this front panel, there are two pockets that are roughly the same size. They are 7 inches from top to bottom and about 12 inches across. In this top pocket, I have some socks and underwear. And in this bottom pocket, I have some regular toiletries like deodorant or some soap, my electric shaver, and a toothbrush and toothpaste. I also have, in the main compartment, 2 pairs of pants and 3 shirts. Now, what's really cool is that they have a laptop pocket, and it'll fit anything in there up to a 15-inch MacBook Pro like you see here. I forgot to mention that it's also padded on both sides. Now, another super cool thing that I like about this bag is that it has these 2 Velcro strips. This is a 2.5-inch wide, and this is a 1-inch wide. This allows us to put our own internal organizer pockets, like the ones from Haley Strategic or the Arc'teryx card series. You could also put a chest rig in here or any kind of Velcro packed pouches, and it just allows you to customize the bag to however you like. And at the top, there's a small tag that has 3 lines that you can put your personal information on, just in case you lose the bag. Somebody has your address there or something. That's pretty much it for the bag. Now let's head back inside. There isn't much left to say about the Axis other than it's a very simple design made extremely well. The Multicam Black that you guys saw today comes in at $190 without shipping and handling. Now, that might be steep for some, but the craftsmanship that's been put into this and the quality materials easily justify the price. If that's still too expensive for you, they do have a black version for $160 that comes in at an 840 denier Cordura with that same weatherproofing. They also have a rosin color, which is basically Ranger Green, at $170 that comes in with a 500 denier Cordura, but there's no mention of that same weatherproofing on that bag. Now, I've had my bag for about 2 years and I absolutely love it. I absolutely recommend it as well. There'll be a link down in the description for you guys to go ahead and pick up one for yourself.